Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to start by acknowledging all the members in this chamber for who this is a very personal story, and I want to thank them for sharing those stories today. I was far away from Darwin on Christmas Eve in 1974, at home in Sydney, but our house was filled with the stories of a disaster we could not fathom. My dad, then Chief of Staff at Channel 9 News, was called into work in the middle of the night and came home sharing terrible stories that have stayed with me ever since. Over my 3 decades in Darwin, I've bunkered down through many cyclone warnings, and I remember vividly the damage caused by Marcus, but I can't imagine what it would have been like to live through those events and their aftermath. My heart goes out to everyone impacted by Cyclone Tracy, including those who are here in this chamber today. We've heard about destruction, heartbreak and loss, and also about resilience, strength, and an extraordinary community spirit. I know we all honour the memories of those who were lost and the courage of those who survived, rebuilt, and shaped the Territory into what it is today. I'd like to share some reflections from Dana, a survivor and a dear friend of mine, whose family story is currently told through an exhibition of photographs in our own Northern Territory Library here in Parliament. Her grandparents were visiting for Christmas, and her grandfather captured some amazing images both before and after the cyclone, which we're lucky enough to be able to see in this exhibition. Looking at the picture of Dana's formidable mum, Joan, with a baby on her hip in the midst of total destruction and just getting on with it, captures so much of who she is and who Darwin is. Dana told me, "I grew up with the stories and images of Cyclone Tracy and had a connection with it that brought me back to the Territory. There are so many stories of the loss to the Territory because of the cyclone, those who moved away and never came back. I reflect on the people who didn't move back, who didn't have the means, and what that might have meant for the Territory as to where we were going and what paths we were taking." Dana's words remind us that Cyclone Tracy didn't just reshape the physical landscape, it also transformed the social and cultural fabric of our community. Many who left could not return, whether by choice or circumstance, and with their departure, the Territory also lost passionate advocates, leaders and community builders. The loss of their voices also shaped the paths the Territory would take in the years that followed. Dana reflects on the experiences of her parents, strong environmentalists who rebuilt their lives elsewhere. She said, "My mum and dad would have been demonstrating on the steps of Parliament House if they were in Darwin on Tuesday, 26 November. NT's loss has been Queensland's gain in conserving the natural environment for future generations." The cyclone's impact also reached far beyond those living in Darwin, and we heard some of that from the member for Mooka. Dana also speaks of First Nations peoples whose stories remain largely untold. There must be thousands of untold stories. First Nations people who were in Darwin, many at the hospital, women having babies and then flown to places like Adelaide, far from home, while their homelands remained unscathed. Dana's words remind us that the history of Cyclone Tracy is not a single story. It's a tapestry of experiences woven together by those who stayed, those who left, and those whose voices remain unheard. And as we mark the 50th anniversary of this defining moment, let us honour the resilience of those who endured and rebuilt. And let us also reflect on the opportunities lost with those who we lost and those who could not return, and the untold stories that remain. Madam Speaker, this anniversary calls on us to remember, to listen, and to ensure that every voice, every story, and every path, taken or untaken, continues to shape our decisions into the Territory's future with the same courage and community spirit that defines our past. Thank you, Madam Speaker.